This nation is facing a future of uncertainty like we have never seen before. And as previous speakers have said prior to my coming to the podium, we cannot spend what we don't have.
That's right.
We have to stop unnecessary spending in every sector of our government.
Absolutely.
I want you to know, since I assumed the leadership of your agency, Georgia Workrate, the Governor's Office of Workforce Development, and one action, I told Governor Deal, in one action, I saved the taxpayers of Georgia $227,000 just by realigning some things we were doing in that office. There's still a lot of waste in government, and we intend to find it all. I want you to continue your efforts here. I want to thank the American for Prosperity for putting on this conference and having all of you here. To get you here to get re-energized, re-motivated, and refocused. We had a very successful 2010, but the battle is not over. In my capacity, I am able now to go into the foreign enemy territory. But I present my message to them because they have to hear it too, in a very conservative way, to the point where they end up applauding me. Because they know the right. In the interview I had on the coastal city down in Savannah, where I will be on Sunday speaking again, a news reporter came up to me and said, "Mr. Everson, can I interview you?" I said, "Sure, no problem." And I told him about the Governor's Office of Workforce Development. I told him about the role of the government is not to create jobs, but foster and create an environment in which jobs are created through the free market, free enterprise. I told him about litigation, regulation, and overtaxation that has forced many of our corporate American companies offshore and forced many of them to cease operation, large and small. And I told him this was at the end mainly of Democratic leadership in the past couple of years. We can ill afford to have this to continue. And he said, "Well, Mr. Everson, you act as if you just hate Democrats." I said, "No, it's to the contrary. I love Democrats. I just don't like them being in an elected office." You're on the right side of history. I stand with you. You will be talked about, scorned, and ridiculed. But as I leave you, I'm going to share something with you. A story of a young man, an old man, and a mule. Going into the city. The first day, the old man was riding the mule, and the people said, "Oh, look at that. Isn't that horrible? That young man walking along and the old man on the mule." The next day, the young man was on the mule, and the old man was walking alongside, and they said, "Look at that young man. Allowing that old man to walk while he rides that mule." The next day, they both were on the mule. And the people said, "That poor old mule. Both of them riding him. What a pity." The next day, they went in the city. Neither one was on the mule. And the people said, "Look at those two fools walking when they could be riding the mule." The moral of the story is, regardless of what you do, people are going to talk. You're doing the right thing. America knows What happened has happened. I ask God for forgiveness, and I'm moving on. I'm moving on. As I close, I want to leave you with these words. Former President George W. Bush, come 2012, we will not falter, we will not fail. We must prevail in 2012. Thank you and welcome.